Hello viewers, welcome back. So in the last episode we had a lot of bad things happen to Sully and almost to us, but right now we're going to do a little bit of research. But before I do, there is one thing I want to talk about this desk. Before this photo was in the game.
You're gonna tell this crazy story to them over some beers at the next family reunion.
No,
Promise.
Should have looked at this first.
All the trademarks of a Southie boy. The Pats, the Sox, the Celtics, and a big, huge Irish family. He's got 3 brothers and 5 nieces and nephews. God only knows how many cousins.
Yeah, before this picture, the creepiest thing ever in development, because this was my first time playing, it was not Sully's ear being cut off, it was actually 2 photos of Scott right here. That's right, there were two photos of Scott Reed right here. And I'm thinking, Sully, what were those doing on your desk? But either way, one thing we need to do right now is get the Wise Monkey folder here. Now, right now, we have to do research. We have to do thorough research, too. We need to look at each of these cases. So this is... Actually, these aren't even in order, but we're going to do it in order of the tabs. This is Colleen Lavery.
The 3rd victim was Colleen Lavery.
Actually, what I'm going to do is actually put them in order, because why not? The 1st victim was Luke Jensen.
1st victim, Luke Jensen. Recently graduated Berklee College of Music. He was found behind his apartment in Brighton, pushed off a fire escape, stabbed, and his eyes removed. A silver violin-shaped charm was later found at the scene. And
yes, this shows up. Basically, what is on the text is what's on that case file. It's just so you can read it better. Let's see, what's important to know about... I mean, obviously, the charms. It's important to know who has each charm. Otherwise, yeah, I mean, people get, let's see, Luke gets his eyes cut out. He is a music person, and he was a tutor. That's important. Yeah. So now let us look into the 2nd case.
2nd victim, Nick Stewart, aka DJ Abhorrence. He spun at Jaunty Abyss, a club in downtown Boston. Pushed from a staircase outside the club, stabbed, ears removed. A silver bell-shaped charm was found with his body.
Let's see, so yeah, he had a bell charm. It is significant to know whose charm goes to belong to who. Let's see. Know his alias, DJ Abhorrence, Nick Stewart. Yeah, I mean, what you'll also see relating in all these cases is that they're all pushed off or fall off, that sort of thing. And then they get their, eyes, ears cut, eyes, ears, and mouth removed. I think Colleen was 3rd, not Heather.
The 3rd victim was Colleen Lavery, a sophomore-year Berklee student majoring in performance. Found on a stage at the school, pushed from a set balcony, and stabbed during the night. Her tongue and eyes were removed. This was the first time the killer removed more than one organ. A silver charm shaped like a G-clef was found with her.
Let's see, so she had the G-clef charm. She was a Berklee student. Yeah, I mean, pushed off, again, is usually the MO of the Wise Monkey, so, yeah. And also at the bottom you can see that inquiries with Daniel Dean Chapman thinks that there's a connection, so we'll probably be going to Berklee pretty soon. But here is the 4th victim.
4th and most recent victim, Heather Ann, a retired opera singer who also gave lessons. Found in her home, she'd been pushed from the upper landing of the stairs, killed on the 1st floor. Lived alone, no witnesses. Kelsey was one of her students up until last spring. Eyes, ears, and tongue removed. A piano charm was found at the crime scene.
Okay, so it is significant to know that that she was a student of Kelsey. She had the piano charm, and yep, she was pushed off the stairs, so fits the MO, and here we go. So that's generally what you need to do. You need to know who the charms belong to. But now that we've gone through the file folders, and by the way, now that we've done that, the folders are inside of our inventory for future use if we need that in the future, which I suspect most first players will need to do.
The case database. I can access close.
What I'm going to do is look up the Wise Monkey case.
The Wise Monkey Killer is fixated on the removal of the eyes, ears, and/or tongues of her victims. Each victim has been pushed from a height, stabbed in the abdomen, and then had one or more of these sense organs removed. Cause of death has either been from the head trauma of the fall or bleeding out from the stab wounds. Removal of the organs has always been post-mortem.
So let's see what we got here.
Kelsey was gaining confidence as she continued to kill. Looks like Sully thought they might all be connected to her, and the deaths were part of some personal vendetta. Makes sense. Revenge killings are fairly common for female serial killers. Her method's particularly gruesome, though. Question is, why Sully? We've only had this case for a few weeks. How'd she even know he was on it, much less have time to plan this?
So yeah, we have a suspect, Kelsey Gardner, who I know a little bit about the actual Kelsey, and I don't think she's a serial killer, so, you know, I don't know. But I do know that we need to read this, and well, let's see, is there anything... I mean, eyes, ears, and tongue, that's the MO. Gosh, look at how these are kind of put in note form as if you might need them in the future. Suspect is female. Yeah. Yeah. Remember who was with each charm. Heather Ann was a singing teacher. Yeah. Not a lot of this is really that interesting. It is important to know whose charm is which, but I'm going to print some evidence out.
One evidence form coming up. I don't have any evidence to look at right now.
Yeah, that's right. I was looking for this.
Kelsey Gardner, age 21. Born and raised in White Rock, New Mexico. Moved to Boston to attend Berklee College of Music, majoring in performance and composition. Dropped out in the middle of her junior year. Last known address is in Dorchester. Reported missing by her parents last June after a few weeks of not hearing from her. Last seen entering her apartment by neighbors 2 weeks prior on May 30th. Worked at a nearby coffee shop. Didn't report for any shifts after May 30th. She was suffering from financial issues at the time. Circumstantial evidence suggests she may have run away. Everyone on this list was musically inclined in some way. I need to find out more about Kelsey to figure out where she might have taken Sully. The dean of students at Berklee is a good place to start, and her landlord can probably let me into her old apartment.
Okay, so notice that this that Kelsey here seems to look a lot like the Tess fake that poisoned Sully. So it looks like we should deal with that. But for now, I did print out that evidence form, right? Did I? Because that's what I need to do next. That's about all we need to look at here. But doing this research is important. You're actually unable to leave until I'm done with all that, as I will demonstrate.
I need to do some more research first.
But what I need to do is...
There should be evidence from the Wise Monkey case on...
Okay. I was just showing it off. I need to check the printer, actually. So yeah, there are some things that you need to be able to do before you can leave,
Let's see what this gets me.
And I do think it does take a little bit of time, and I think that it will probably frustrate the first player, but it's not that bad. I mean, you have the hint system to help you out. Let's give this to Gwen.
I need the charms that are in evidence for the Wise Monkey case.
Thanks to that thief, I've only got one. Fill out the form and it's all yours. I hope it helps you catch that awful woman.
Here's the form.
Okay. Hang tight for a minute. Hope that helps.
It will, thank you.
Okay, so...
I've done everything I can from here. Time to hit the street.
Yeah, so just to reiterate, in case you're stuck in your own game, you must have 3 of the charms at this point. You must have done people search on Kelsey, you must have looked at the Wise Monkey case, and you must have looked through every single case in the Wise Monkey folder. Only then will you be able to leave. But now that we're able to leave, I've never really planned out how I was gonna do this, because I'm gonna do this with as little time as possible. So I guess what I'm gonna do is go to the morgue first. Whoops. Because we only need to go to the morgue for one thing, and then we are done. So. Now, Terrence is AFK.
AFK. Terrence must be working the crime scene at the Old South Meeting Hall.
I find it a shame that Terrence isn't here. I've been looking at reviews about how people think about Terrence, and they seem to be pretty polarized. People either really like him or really hate him. I'm on the camp of, I like Terrence. He's relatable compared to, you know, all these FBI agents and, you know, just some dude just trying to work. But, he's not available right now.
Agent Reed, how can I help you?
I wanted to say goodbye to Davies. Everything happened so fast I didn't have a chance before.
You know my rules, Agent Reed. No contamination and no private visits before I've finished my work.
Right. The autopsy report must be happening soon.
I have paperwork to take care of. Please, show yourself out.
Sorry to interrupt.
So yeah, Davies is certainly dead, and we cannot go back down there. Something that people may not consciously recognize is that there were a lot of situations where you don't need 2 clicks to do this anymore. Just 1 click will do.
Gallagher's still down there.
Doors particularly were like that. So yeah, we did respond to feedback on certain things like that. It would only take this 1 click to open this door compared to 2 from last episode. Okay, there's going to be two scenarios in this episode where I'm going to say cover your ears, and this is one of them. This one is rather obnoxious, but we need to pull this fire alarm, and I will not be talking. Do whatever you want to do to cover your ears, so here we go.
This ought to give me some privacy. Now I need to get out of sight.
As if I'm not busy enough already. Should have expected it.
Better move fast.
Do you have any idea how overjoyed I am that I never have to listen to that every single goddamn day when I'm working? Jesus. Okay, yeah, it's a little obnoxious, but it's not the first time I'm going to ask you to cover your ears. So now we can actually interact with Davies a little bit. And this scene, this little sequence is rather sweet.
That must be Davies. Sorry I was such a pain in the ass sometimes, Davies. You were good. One of the best. I wanted to hate you for closing that case, but you were right to do it. And if I hadn't have been so tired because I was still working on it, I might have gotten there in time to save you. But I'm not gonna stop until whoever did this is behind bars. I promise.
Alright, two things we want here. Blank tape, so why not?
I'm sure she won't mind if I borrow this without asking.
We can already go ahead and combine these. And one more thing we need to do. Well, actually, let's do this.
If I'd just gotten there sooner.
So that's just for fun. But actually, what we need to do is look at this.
That's the same tattoo that was on the hangman. This has to mean something. I recognize this now. It's the Greek letter psi. I should compare this to the picture of the other tattoo and try to figure out what it means.
So what we actually want to do here is get the cell phone and use it on the wrists. Just like in episode 1, dead body, look at it, take pictures of it.
There. That'll help me do a search on it later. Psi is the 23rd letter of the Greek alphabet. It is often used as a prefix signifying subjects that relate to the brain or soul. For example, psychology. It is also used in words relating supposedly supernatural phenomena, as in the word psychic, or the word scion.
Okay. So just a note, if you were doing this, you were not able to leave here until you've taken the blank tape and did that wrist thing on Davies. So now that we have, we can leave.
Agent Reed, what are you doing in here? There was a fire alarm.
Was there? I didn't hear anything. I was in the bathroom.
The whole time?
Hey, I don't ask what you do in there.
Damn it, Reed, you are wasting time. Mine, yours, and might I remind you, Agent Sullivan's. Get your ass back on the job while you still have one.
I am doing my job. If you don't like it, fire me.
Don't tempt me. If I find you stepping out of line one more time, you're looking at a suspension. If you're lucky, get out there and find Agent Sullivan.
Fine.
So yeah, you have that little awkward confrontation, but actually, now that you've done that, you actually can't go back to the morgue. Morgue is off limits for the rest of the episode.
More peaceful now, Davies.
So what we're gonna do is, yeah, may as well do this. So this is a new area, Berklee College, and we get a nice little intro, like this. Looks very nice.
You must be Special Agent Reed.
I am. Thank you for agreeing to meet with me, Dean Chapman.
Of course. Now, how can I help you?
I need some information on a former student, Kelsey Gardner.
Kelsey Gardner. Oh yes, the missing girl. Has she been found?
Not exactly.
Oh, that's a shame. What can I do to help, Agent?
Okay, the first thing I want to do is actually, you want to take a look at this. Berklee stationery here.
May I take a copy of this?
Well, do you need it for something?
So if you tell the truth, you actually can't get it right now. If you lie, you can go ahead and get it. Since I'm playing mean, I may as well just take it.
I'm thinking of having some stationery of my own made. I'd like a sample of something nice to work from.
Go right ahead. My secretary can give you the name of our supplier.
Thanks.
anything... This is pretty interesting, what the thing to look at.
I'd be more surprised if he didn't have a few of these in his office. Wow, is that cello signed by Yo-Yo Ma? Damn! And a guitar signed by the Beatles? That had to set him back a lot.
So yeah, he definitely has a lot of good stuff. Let's take a look at the cabinet.
Is there something you need from my files, Agent?
No. Sorry.
Anyway, we can talk to Dean. We need to do that
Dean Chapman?
Hello, Agent Reed.
pretty soon and early.
Tell me about yourself.
Well, I've been the Dean of Students at Berklee for the last 5 years. Before that, I was a professor here. I taught in the strings department, as well as some composition courses.
How much interaction do you get with the students now?
Well, I make the effort to meet all of them at the very least. I still teach one course a semester as well, and of course a few students do their work study in the offices here.
Yeah, of course we're going to be asking about Kelsey, who was also in this school and department.
What can you tell me about Kelsey?
Not much, I'm afraid. I try to get to know every student, but with so many of them, it's hard to know some more than passingly. She was brought to my attention while the police investigated her disappearance.
Asking why she dropped out.
Yes, financial problems, a real shame. She lost her merit scholarship after 2 years. Her grades dropped, and then she dropped out during her junior year.
So she dropped out, couldn't afford to do much.
Why not try to get a student loan?
I'm not sure. I think she tried, but she wasn't able to get one.
So yeah, she had to drop out because she didn't have the finances to continue working, where she was.
Then what happened to her?
I'm not sure, I'm afraid.
So.
Why did she have so much trouble getting a loan?
Well, you'd have to talk to a creditor for those details, but it's always an unfortunate situation.
College doesn't come cheap.
No, it doesn't, but the college has costs to cover as well. No magic wand to wave, as it were.
What about her family? They couldn't pay?
Well, I don't know what her family's situation was.
Alright, but we can start asking him about the victims, but we'll talk about classes first.
What classes did Kelsey take?
Most of her classes were in performance and composition, specifically singing.
Did she ever take any classes with you?
Oh yeah, she took one of my composition classes.
So you must have known her from that.
Those classes are rather large, you must understand. Now that I think about it, I do remember her being in my class, though she wasn't the most involved student.
Now, there were victims that were involved with Berklee, so let's ask about that.
I'd also like to ask you about 2 other Berklee students. They were recent murder victims.
Oh, yes, of course. Has progress been made in either of their cases?
We believe they were the victims of the same killer. Actually, I'm pursuing the possibility that Kelsey Gardner killed them both. I need to know if there was any connection beyond them all going to school here.
You really think she might have killed them? Kelsey? My God, I would have never thought.
You said you didn't know her very well.
No, but I'd be shocked to hear that about any of our students. I'll help you however I can.
Let's ask about Luke first.
Luke Jensen was a recent graduate. Do you know if he and Kelsey had any classes together, or if they were friends?
Well, I'll check our student records. No classes together. They didn't live in any of the same dorms. Oh, here we are. It looks like Kelsey was tutored by Luke in her freshman year in composition.
Were those one-on-one sessions?
Probably. Small group sessions at most.
How did she do in the class?
She got a B that semester, but in later composition courses, her grades fell. Her last grade in that subject was a D.
Sounds like the lessons didn't stick.
I always love that last line. For some reason, I always feel it's like Miami Vice. It's like looks like the lessons didn't stick. Although that doesn't even make sense. I just like the line. Either way, it's important to know apparently that Luke was a tutor. Let's
Colleen Lavery was
ask
still a
about
student
Colleen.
here. What can you tell me about her?
A bright young woman, very talented singer. Her death was truly tragic, and what was done to her was just awful.
Any connection between her and Kelsey?
No classes together. The merit scholarship that Kelsey lost was awarded to Colleen the next year.
Would Kelsey have known this?
Well, it's possible. Some scholarships announce whom they've been awarded to.
Okay, so Colleen was a singer, and Colleen also won a scholarship instead of Kelsey. So that could be interesting to know.
Did Kelsey have any friends I could talk to?
I don't know what her social circle was, but I could put you in touch with her old roommate.
I'd appreciate that.
Homelin, could you please contact the former roommate of Kelsey Gardner? Agent Reed would like to speak with her.
Certainly, sir. I'll have her information ready for when Agent Reed is done.
Those are all the questions I have for now. Can you think of anything else I should know about Kelsey or either of the victims?
No, that's all I can think of.
If you think of anything, contact me. Thank you for your time, Dean Chapman.
Yes, of course. Good luck, Agent Reed.
Alright, well, that's actually all we can do here. Yeah, I think I'll end the episode here. So I hope that you've enjoyed. There's a little bit of some backstories on some of the victims, and that could be useful. So for now, that's where we're going to end on this video, and I will see you in the next one. So thank you for following along, and I will see you soon. Bye.